Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. And as you can see, once again, well, I've run out of adjectives for him, but Chris Horne is back from Amscan. Chris, hello.
Hello.
Yes, that's how you respond. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's how it works.
Sorry.
Well, I'm guessing. I'm just going to get straight into it, Chris.
Yep.
I'm guessing you're going to be doing something because of the Jubilee.
Yes.
Looking at all this, because we've got some flags.
We
Yay.
have. Yeah. It's a big thing.
It is a big thing.
I mean, I'm in awe of Her Majesty for sticking it for so long.
70 years she's been in that job. That's a long time to be in any job.
It's incredible, isn't it? So, yeah, cause for a jolly good celebration, I reckon.
And I've just heard from Alex behind the camera, there are going to be street party licenses again. So you can run a street party. There's going to be lots and lots of street parties, hopefully.
I hope so.
Lots of opportunity for everybody out there, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It's good. I remember the Silver Jubilee.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, going and having a jolly good knees up there and down the local pub and all that. That was great. They had a river with all sorts of stuff going on in the river. And I remember the Golden Jubilee.
What year was it? Was 77, wasn't it? Silver?
Something like that.
It would have been 25.
77, yeah.
77, 25 years ago. It's not, is it?
No,
God, I'm old.
Not.
I was 8 years old, and the thing I remember most about it
I was older than that.
was they got everybody from our class, from the school. We walked somewhere. We stood on the side of the road for about, I'm not exaggerating, 4 or 5 hours. And then the car went past and we were all like, hey! And it was worth those hours on the side of the road. Anyway,
Brilliant.
you're going to show us...
Yeah, I've got a couple, three little ideas to put
Three
together.
for one.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
great.
all sort of linked together, so I'm going to use elements of one in the next and so forth. But yeah, just something to sort of celebrate it with, but also to give you the opportunity, if you're going to have a street party, maybe you can use some of these within it. You know.
Yes.
So thought we'd have a go. Obviously, the three colours are red, white and blue, all fashion tone Sempertex, these 5-inch ones, and I'm going to start off with the most basic of all, little table centrepiece. So I've got two clusters. These are inflated to 5 inches, and these to 4, I think, 3.5.
I was going to say, that looks a bit smaller.
Yes, 3.5. So there's a distinct difference between the two.
Okay.
And I'm going to use a foil weight. Any weight would do. You could use a small water weight or sand weight or anything else.
Yep.
But quite honestly, I find them easier just to put them either side of the collar, weight on one side, tassel on the other, twist it round, and it's locked in place. Then it will sit nice and firmly on the table. Grab the neck of that one, sit that one on top, pull it up through, round once, tie it. So, not rocket science, but it's a good solid base for whatever you want to do with it. And I'm going to use the 16-inch air-filled numbers.
Yes.
70.
What I love about this, and I've said this many times before, just adding a weight just adds value. It just feels more expensive.
Yeah. Yes, it's sturdy and it's not good. And in a street party, you need it. It might be windy.
Yes.
We've got to have something to make sure it doesn't fly off. 16-inch numbers. 70 years. It's hard to comprehend, isn't it, that anybody could do.
I recommend, Chris, watching The Crown if you've not watched it.
I haven't.
It's really good, and I was amazed watching that, and I didn't think I was going to be into it at all, and it's
there it is.
I was getting a little bit worried.
Yeah, so was I.
But it's quite good because these things actually really happen. Some things might have been added for dramatic effect.
Yes, of course.
But I was on Google all the time while I was watching it. Did this really happen? And it did, and it's amazing what she went through. How young she was when she first became queen. It's crazy.
I mean, I do have enormous respect for her and what she's achieved and everything else. So whether it's right, wrong, or anything else, whatever your views are, I think it would be hard not to respect her dedication.
Absolutely.
I'm cutting the tabs off.
Okay.
Because it makes them look tidier.
And you don't need them.
And I don't need them, no, but be careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, and then I'm going to stick these together.
Missed one.
Have I missed one? Oh, I missed one. Thank you very much. Yes, that would annoy me when I saw the photograph afterwards. Oh no!
I don't want you to be annoyed, Chris.
No. There we go. Now I'm going to work out how I want this to sit. So I'm going to sit it. Actually, do you know what? I shouldn't have cut that tab off.
Oh no!
Too busy yakking about how I respect her, because I was going to anchor it with that tab. It's all right. It's fine.
Blame me.
No, because that's how I want it to be.
Okay.
And if I keep that on it, it's not right. It doesn't sit.
Yeah.
So I need to anchor that corner.
So what are you going to do,
there.
Chris?
I'm going to use stretchy balloon tape, the answer to everything.
What a great opportunity to
marvellous
show you a
stuff.
fix.
And a bit of 260. So I don't need all of, don't need all of that. So I'll just cut it in half. And then I'm going to take the air out of it, tie it off, and then I'll stick it onto the balloon with me bit of stretchy. Now, often I would use the H method.
Yes.
So you put one piece of stretchy across it and then two more like that. However, when I'm sticking it on a seam like that, and particularly onto a silver balloon, it's not necessary.
Okay. Why'd you say a silver balloon?
Well, there's no ink or paint on the silver balloon. It's the ink or paint on the balloon that sometimes will cause the tape not to stick properly.
And that's a lot of people don't realise that, but all foil balloons start off. That's
They all
silver
start
is the
silver,
base, isn't it?
And then they're printed afterwards.
Yeah.
And so if you've got a silver balloon, stuff will stick to it really well.
Yeah.
So if you've got a printed balloon or any other colour and you want stuff to stick, then you can take the ink off with rubbing alcohol, nail varnish remover, acetone, all this kind of stuff. Little cotton pad, make a little silver patch, stick your tape to that, job done. So that will just hook around there. And it's as if the tab
was there.
And then I'm going to tape this. Now, these tails are very long. If you know where it's sealed, you can see where it's sealed because it's where the inflation stops.
Yeah.
There's a seal just there. You can actually get rid of most of that. So you're not trying to hide too much of it. Another little bit of tape. And stick the tail out the way. Often I'll use balloon bond to stick the tails out of the way, but because this is so small, the balloon bond would actually be bigger than the tail itself. So in this instance, a little bit of stretchy tape is what you need. And then I need a bit of balloon bond to stick it together.
That's going to be 0. No, it's going to go this way. Sorry,
I'll
you've got
turn it round.
Okay, yeah.
I could work backwards most of the time, but I do find if I'm using things like numbers or letters, I have to work the right way round.
Yeah.
I can well remember once doing something with, I think it was a number 3, 30th balloon, or something like that. And I could not work out which way the 3 was supposed to go. I just have one of those moments when the brain just sort of froze up, and I was looking at it thinking, this doesn't look right. And I got it backwards, but it just didn't look right, but I didn't know why it didn't look right.
It's very easy to do.
Yes.
I've done that. Speaking of words and letters and stuff, do you play Wordle? Have you got into this whole Wordle thing?
I haven't. I did, obviously I've seen a lot about it.
Yeah.
And I did look at it, and I did download it, and I did have a quick go. And I thought, no, I don't want to get involved in this.
It made me realise how small my vocabulary is. So I stopped doing it. I find myself cheating. I've got two letters, and it's like words that end in ER, and then I try a few, so I'm useless at it. Is that it?
I finished. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Go home now.
Job done.
I want it really, really simple, because if you've got a street party and you've got a great long table down the middle, and you want something quick, easy, plonk them every 10 foot down the table or whatever else, something like that, very simple, does what it needs to, but then we can expand on it.
The thing is, you can sell that as a table piece specifically for the street parties. Yeah. Get this on your Instagram page. Even take a table and a tablecloth out and put it in your street before the occasion, and just create a table and take 100%. Some pictures, and you will sell these like nobody's business.
Absolutely, and they're so easy to put together.
Yeah,
it's going to be a little bit. I mean, you can make them more intricate if you want to, but quite often you have to think about what the occasion is. And at a street party, you need something to create the theme,
Yeah.
create the scene of it,
Yeah.
but you don't need anything remotely because it's going to, I think you'd be knocked over.
Yeah.
No, quick, simple, easy, done.
The thing is as well about street parties, the tables are normally quite long, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So you wouldn't just sell one of these, you might
No,
sell 5 of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So ever so easy.
Love it.
To start with, a couple of flags, a couple of numbers, job done.
Okay.
Now I'm going to take these out again, which is why I didn't stick them in place. I'm going to recycle those
Okay.
in the next one. Let's put that down there for the moment. So this time I'm going to make a column.
Okay.
Big job. And I'm going to use the ubiquitous lamp.
Okay. You're not.
I am.
Let's see what I did there. It's not, is it? It's not, is it?
No, it's not anymore.
People that aren't familiar with Knot are going to be very confused.
They are, aren't they?
Knot is the name of the lamp that people in our industry, if you're not aware, it's the name of the lamp from IKEA that everybody used to use for these sort of things. But they've got rid of the Knot lamp now, and now this is called the...
Tagarp.
Yeah, that.
Actually, I like it better.
Do you?
Yes. The base is neater.
Okay.
The pole is slimmer.
Okay.
It's also a matte finish rather than a shiny finish, which means things will grip to it a bit better.
Okay.
So I actually do prefer this to the Knot lamp.
And how much are these? Are these £7 now?
No, I think these are terribly expensive at £8.
Oh, it used to be a £5 for a Knot
I know
lamp.
they did.
Oh dear.
But, you know, things change, Greg.
Yeah. I mean, I think they were £5 for at least 10 years,
very
weren't they?
long time. Okay, so colour schemes red, white and blue.
Yep.
This is black. We could just leave it. But
Okay, let's just... we're not going to just leave it.
No, we're not.
Okay.
Just gonna leave it. So this is a 660 Lincoln.
Okay.
It's fashion white. And it's great because it's enormously long. I'm going to inflate it all the way.
Can I just point out to everybody what Chris is using? The Premium Foil Pro.
That is my inflator of choice. It's brilliant. I love it because it's got this curly thing.
Yeah.
It's so easy to inflate stuff with this. Look at that. That's a big one.
That is.
They're ever so useful. They really are in so many ways. But I just inflated to stretch it.
Okay.
Now I'm going to let it down again. This, to me, is... I love this because it's such an easy way of colouring your lamp base. Take the tip off.
Yep.
And then I'm going to put this over the top of here.
It's not long enough, Chris.
Nope. No,
you
I
messed
think
that
I
up,
turned it
didn't you?
the other way, to be honest. I couldn't remember which way up. There we go, that's better. So I want to put this all the way on here like
Still
this.
not long enough, is it?
Nope. All the way down.
I don't think people are going to be impressed with that, Chris.
And I'm going to use a piece of 260. I know I cut a piece off. There we go. And I'm going to just tie it tightly around there to stop that moving.
Okay.
Oop, don't let go of the end. Wrap it around a couple of times, tie it off.
I guess if you wanted to, you could use a cable tie, couldn't you?
You could.
Clear cable tie or
Yeah,
something.
that would also work.
think-
Obviously we're going to hide it. Now, what we're then going to do is to stretch this up and over the top of the thing.
So I've
Yes.
been a little bit cheesy here. No, Chris.
Yes.
Really?
I am going to cover the end because it's got the thread.
Yep.
So I'm going to cover that with a 5-inch balloon first so that we don't lose it. Get another little bit of 260 ready. Get hold of the top end of this. Put your foot on the base,
Yeah.
fingers in there and just go like that.
That's amazing. It feels so
Covers
smooth.
it really well. Sometimes you don't even need the 260 to tie it off because if you stretch it enough, you can tie that off.
The thing is, you would think that would be baggy like it was down at the bottom, but because you stretched
no, it isn't.
it's
It's
really...
completely smooth. So you can cover your base, your pole really easily in any colour you fancy.
Okay.
So, you know, because you just use a different coloured balloon. It's very, very easy.
So Chris, just to remind everybody, what size balloon is that?
It's a 660 Lincoln.
660 Lincoln.
Yeah, because it's got a tip on.
Okay.
So you can tie all ends
okay,
to ends,
yeah.
and do all sorts of weird and wonderful things with it. But it's a
Okay.
660, which gives it that extra length.
Yeah, yeah.
You could actually take it another section up if you want to.
It does feel so smooth though. It's so nice.
Because obviously anything you wrap around there will grip really tightly.
Yeah, brilliant.
And the other thing is, base is still black. Got a garage full of these.
Are they from this lamp?
Yes, this is the lampshade that goes on the top.
All right. Ah. See, I don't think the knot lamp worked quite
Not
that
as well as
did
that.
it?
That's a perfect fit.
That is good. Do you think that's why they've done it? They took into
Yes,
consideration
they
the
must have.
balloon industry.
Absolutely,
I
I'm
reckon
sure they did.
Yeah.
Because now, obviously, when you put your balloons against it, particularly if you're putting this outside, the balloons won't touch the ground. They'll be just lifted slightly.
Yeah, yeah.
So not only does it colour it, it lifts them off the ground.
Chris, you're a genius.
At the same time. Well, I doubt that, but it's fun when something like this comes along.
Yeah.
So cluster of 12-inch balloons, 2 white, 1 red, 1 blue, inflated on this occasion to 9 inches. And as I said, because this is wrapped in latex, they grip really, really well. 5-inch balloons to 5 inches. Looking for the loosest, there we go, the loosest join there, and they will sit on there like so.
Lovely.
Put down again. I'm going to put another pair on the top. So this is 12-inch balloons inflated to 8 inches.
Oh, I got it right.
Yeah, I had to remember there. So, and then this one underneath, these are 4.5. Just a little bit smaller than the ones at the bottom. I'm going to push those nice and tight up against the base there. So that will sit firmly. And then another pair, I knew they were here somewhere, in the middle. Yeah. Right, so we've got the larger ones at the bottom, double little cluster thing halfway up, and a repeat of that but slightly smaller and the other way up on the top. And then we need the numbers. So this time we've got the 26-inch foil. So if you're going to make it any taller than that with another section of lamp, then maybe the 34-inch ones would be what you need. But this time we're going to use the 26. Air inflate those.
So can you helium fill these ones as well, these 26 inch?
Yep.
So they still
fly.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. It's all to do with the weight of the foil. It's a very lightweight foil, so that means that the 26-inch will actually fly.
Yeah, cool.
So we're going to sit that like that. So same again, but this time I'm not going to cut the tab off this corner.
Okay, yeah.
It's exactly
Can I just ask you about these?
Oh, yeah.
So these labels are stuck on now?
They are, so you can peel them off.
So you can peel them off? Did they take your advice then?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they took my advice, but they certainly listened to
Can I take it off?
the noise. Yes, please do.
Alex, get in on that, because it actually comes off really easily. Look at that.
So these will come off, and the other ones, the branding label is clear, so you can leave it on, but it will come off if you want it to.
Oh, I can't get my fingernail under that one. I'll leave that one.
It's a little more tricky.
But that came off so easily.
Yeah, the paper ones do.
Oh, if you're getting it off, I'm going to have to try and get it off.
Branding ones, it's more tricky.
I mean, this isn't the
for
best
obvious reasons,
viewing,
because
is
we
it?
want the branding to stay. There we go.
Oh, you're quite rough with that.
I've got it. Okay, so while you're doing that,
I've done it. Look at that.
Well done.
That's really good.
So yeah, they come off.
Because that was one of the things a lot of people used to say, why have you always got barcodes on the numbers?
Yep. I know, it is very annoying, and I understand that.
Yeah. Because the reason for it was these were sold all over the world as retail products, weren't they?
Exactly. And we sell masses of them through mass market retail, and they need it inflated to go through the till points.
Yeah.
So that's why it's there. But it's extremely annoying as a decorator.
Yeah,
I do get that. But now, yes.
Now it doesn't have to be annoying.
It doesn't have to be annoying. They come off. So I'm using my 260 that I've tied around the tab to tie it into the top of here.
Chris, I don't think you realise how big that is, because
it's a big deal.
Because we get the balloons in and we get them in the packets. I had no idea until I just saw that there now, and I think this is that on all the different sized numbers?
I believe it is. Yes. It took a long time because it was done as a rolling change.
Yeah.
So we had to make sure that all of the stock was sold through. But yeah, I believe they're all the same now. I
think that's great. I think that's really good. Thank you for sorting that for us, Chris.
Oh, it's a great pleasure. Yes, I have friends in high places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we've got the number 7 sitting in place.
Yep.
Exactly the same as we did for the table centrepiece. We did the same with the 0. I am using balloon bond now because it's a bigger tail, and I'm not sticking it there. We can go there.
Yeah, out of the way.
Yeah, out of the way. Bit more balloon bond. Don't skimp. I know it's expensive, but don't skimp on it. Don't try and use a half an inch of it. Use a couple of inches, because then it will stay where you want it to stay.
It only seems expensive when you look at the price of a roll, but even a couple of inches, when you price it down, it's not a lot.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And to be quite honest, the peace of mind that I get from using something like this, which is extremely strong and very, very good, is worth a fortune.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to wander off and be worrying for the next few hours whether the 0's fallen off and landed on the floor.
Absolutely.
Because it won't have.
Yeah.
So, I'm really happy with that. So that's that. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of extra detail. Is the ceiling high enough?
It is now. Look at that.
Isn't it? Couldn't have done this in the old studio.
We could not, no.
Wow.
I mean, you can't see it, but it's...
No, you can't see it on camera. It's all the way up there. And I'm just going to literally take these and I'm going to tuck them in. If you want to secure it a bit more, then use a bit of rubber cement.
Okay.
Which is or glue dots, or you can glue it in place. But I don't. You know what? That's risky. Pinch it and cut it.
Why? What would happen if you did just do that?
Well, it could just disappear, vanish, burst, and be gone. And then that's annoying because you've wasted a whole balloon. This bit that you've got left, though, is
tie that in.
Perfect for tying that into there. And then I'll put a red one. So I'm literally going to get me 3 colours and just run them in a ziggy-zaggy,
once again,
whirly pattern.
If you sell something like this on your Instagram page or whatever, compared to a bunch of red, white and blue, latex, helium-filled, which would not be as profitable because they're helium-filled, not air-filled, you can just charge more for this.
Yes.
And it just looks so different.
Well, that's the key, isn't it? You want something that is just that little bit interesting.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be complicated to be interesting. Okay, so those 3 there. And then I'll repeat the same thing going that way.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the floor for that because I'm not tall enough. Another red, white and blue. And this time round, I'm going to actually twist both ends because there's not much there to just stick it in, if you like. I need to tie it in.
Oh,
so
yes, I see what you mean.
I'm going to use that end to tie that into there. And then I will deflate another little portion on this end to tie it in the other end, if you see what I mean.
To stabilise it.
It's a bit wobbly, isn't it? Thank you. Yeah, there we go, that's fine. and a little bit there. So I've fully inflated these and then just let a little bit of air out. That gives you, a lot of people with 260s do have issues with them, and they burst a lot.
Yeah.
And we find this when we do training courses and we use the 260, because I absolutely love them. I use them a lot. So I stick them into designs in training courses, and then people that are not so familiar with them get into all sorts of bother because they keep popping.
So what are they doing wrong?
They're not letting enough air out.
Oh, I see.
So you blow it up.
I mean, they look pretty fully inflated to me.
Yeah, it is. But it's just been relaxed slightly by letting some air out. And it just makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Because, you can feel it's soft.
Yeah.
And that means that you're not putting it under pressure when you're working with it. If it's tight and hard, then as soon as you try and do anything with it, it's just going to go.
But if you were doing something like a balloon dog, you would leave a bit of air out. So,
yes.
Yes,
but when you're using them in decor like this, always soften it up a bit. That's better. And then you won't have an issue.
Yeah.
So that's me handy tip for the day is we're working with these things. Just make sure that you do let a little bit of air out and then you'll be fine.
Chris, I don't think you understand how excited I am about no barcodes. Honestly, I am. I wish we'd have known that before.
Oh, sorry, it's been like it for a while, actually.
Well, I didn't know that. You clearly don't come here enough, do you? So,
clearly not.
Yeah.
Right, so there we go. There's our base. It's got a nice rhythm to it with all of this.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and it's still got, I think it matches with the table centerpiece, but we're just going to use the same little wavy flags as before. Those two that I took out, I'm going to put one in there. I'm going to put one in there.
So they're going to be wavy flags in stock available.
Oh, yeah.
You just don't have them today?
No, I don't. No, that's why I'm recycling.
Yes.
Yes, the stock hasn't come in yet. And so I'm using the
we are filming quite early. It's only February, everybody.
Yeah. And so, no, we're getting prepared. But, the stock is on its way. I believe it's actually in the country, but it just isn't in Milton Keynes yet.
Okay.
So the samples that we had in the warehouse, I've borrowed.
Yeah.
And I've got to put them back.
Okay, all right. But there'll be plenty available.
Thousands,
by
millions,
June.
Loads. Yes.
And
I like them because these particular ones, because they're fabric ones, so they're soft and they've just got, I don't know, there are lots of different varieties.
You know what I learned
these
once
are nice.
From an Italian man, believe it or not, and it's that there's actually a way for the Union flag to be.
Oh my goodness me, yes.
If you get it, and it was an Italian. I was working on the ships. It was the chief purser, Italian. Can't remember his name, but I put up. We were having, I don't know, British night or something, and put up the flag, and he said, "That's upside down, Greg. Change it." And I'm like,
Yes.
"You crazy?"
No,
and
carted off to the tower.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is the right way up?
I can't remember. You tell me.
So where it meets the stick,
the
wide part of the white
has got to be up.
Has got to be upwards.
Okay.
Where it meets the stick.
Yes.
I was a Boy Scout.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so you can imagine, can't you, when we got our pre-production samples in, they were upside down.
Oh, really?
Ooh, no, send them back. But yeah, that's how it works. So the wide part of the white stripe, where it meets the stick, has to be uppermost. And then you'll be fine.
I'm glad you knew that.
Yes.
That's really good. Excellent. Okay.
Okay, so that's that one. Now I'm going to change this one a little bit.
2 of 3, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of 3.5, I suppose, because there's 2 versions of this one.
Okay.
We're going to take these out.
Yep.
And I'm going to replace them with a big flag.
Ooh.
So this is the 60-inch by whatever it is thing. Same business. And I'm going to tuck that. So just to make it just that little bit more opulent, if you like, I'm just going to use the flag to drape around and through. Like that, that's all. Nothing more than that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give it a bit of variation, a little bit more body, a little bit more gravitas with the bigger flag.
Okay.
So it's just an option.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So that's the half.
So that's the half.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just 2 slight variations of the same thing. thing.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm going to take this out again and recycle it into the third design.
All right.
So, got my flag.
Yep.
And I'm going to attach the bottom of the flag into a base. So, same base as the table centerpiece and everything else, 2 clusters. We're keeping everything similar.
Yeah.
All the way through. So this is your table centerpiece base, exactly the same weight in there. Oops, hang on a minute. Better. Like that. And oops. Sit that on the top. I'm making a meal of this. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'll be fine.
I trust you.
Okay, so that's the base. And this then I'm going to tie, or literally just twist through. Don't need to tie it. You take the corner and it will.
No one's ever used a flag on BMTV before like this.
Have they not?
No.
See, I like to do things slightly differently, don't I?
I know.
24-inch reflex silver, because that's the closest to platinum that we can get with this sort of thing.
Can I just tell you, reflex has just been bonkers.
Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers. Reflex gold, bonkers.
Yeah.
Crazy. Very, very popular.
I know exactly why. It is just so lovely to work with. I just love working with the reflex. I seem to use it in almost everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's soft and it's easy, but they just blow up properly. You know, the colours, I'm giving it a little bit of a stretch because it's not necessary to pre-stretch a 24-inch like that, but it does help a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, they are. They're fabulous balloons. Could use a sizer.
Yeah.
If you just press your finger on the top like that, if it's still soft, you've still got a bit of space. We don't need to go to the full 24 inches. Just want to make it impressively large.
Still scares me.
Yeah. Don't want it to go pear-shaped, so I want it to be round.
Yeah.
So that's not... It's not far off, but it's not quite 24 inches. Nice long neck on it, so we can tie that nice and easily.
So they go a little bit pear-shaped if you fully inflate them.
If you go right to the very limit, they can do. But it's minimised if you give them a stretch first.
Yeah.
So, cluster of 4, I'm going to wrap that round. Now, this is important. There's the knot. And I'm going to twist the balloons between the knot and the main balloon.
Okay.
That way it's going to be firmly and solidly attached and nice and tight up against the balloon.
Okay.
You twist it around the neck somewhere, then they'll tend to wobble about.
Yeah.
And then this, we'll just wrap.
Don't let go of it. It's got a high ceiling.
We have, yeah. Just wrap it through a couple of times. That's enough.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! So we just used the flag instead of ribbon or anything else.
Yeah.
We've immediately got a really big
That's even more simple, yeah, but that's
simple,
brilliant.
but it works. Now, if you don't want to use the helium, then you could hide your
So you could have the pole.
pole and a cluster and just sit it on the top. So you could make an air-filled version. But I do actually quite like the helium one using the flag instead of the ribbon.
Particularly if it's outside and there is a bit of movement, a bit of wind. It is quite nice. How long would that float for?
Well, I'll confess, always do a test run and a practice. I don't want to come here and make a fool of myself, so I make sure they work first.
Absolutely.
If it's something a bit different. And it was 4 days in the showroom before it came down. So.
Oh, right, okay. So
it was still going on day 4.
And that was inflated to about that size?
About that size, yeah.
Yeah.
No high float, didn't just...
That's amazing.
So it's okay, yeah.
That's great.
The flag doesn't weigh much.
Yeah.
So it lasts long. And reflex does tend to last longer than standard balloons when helium filled anyway.
Yeah.
So, combination of it all worked absolutely fine.
Fantastic.
So there we go. We've got 3.5, 4,
3.5.
whatever, different variations of things.
3.5. Look, I just picked
that.
that.
The flag's back now.
I just picked that up like that, and that bond is absolutely...
It's good stuff, you know. Let's put those back.
I'll turn it around the right way.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there we go. Table centerpiece, couple of big sort of statements as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully a few ideas that you can use for your street party.
Love it. Chris, thank you so much. Now, as a guest on BMTV, you can't pretend you're surprised because we've talked about it.
Yeah, we have.
You get to ask the question of the week. So what is the question of the week today?
I want to know what food you're having at your street party. Are you going to have cheese and pineapple?
Of course.
What would, yeah, that would be a,
What's
your favourite street party food?
street party food? Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Chris, thank you so much, as always. And thank you, everybody out there, for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit the little subscribe button, hit the little bell icon, and that way you'll be notified every time we upload a new show. And check us out on Instagram as well. Right, stay happy, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.